Atlanta, live from K.L.P. Studios. Ever wonder what went down behind the scenes of our top stories?
Say what?
Then tune into What Had Happened Was, the only radio station that takes you straight to the source. From coast to coast, tune in now as we dive deep into the stories, the drama, and the moments that shape the culture with
The Swanky One, new K.L.P.
and
with your girl, Evelyn Letitia.
live, Swanky 93.3 and the Heat 94.6 radio stations, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
I don't know why. I saw it on like social media about this girl. Like, why do like 90s singers always enunciate you and ooh? Like you, ooh, I can't stop loving you, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Now I'm trying to think of a song that does it.
I'm trying to think of that.
I know we had a ooh yeah,
Oh yeah, that's
ooh yeah, hey.
who is that? That's
Cisco, Jodeci with Casey used to do
Jagged
a lot, you know,
Edge.
Jack. Ooh yeah, hey.
Tank, Tyrese, a little bit of Genuine, maybe. Kind of.
Ooh, you love, yeah.
Yeah.
Baby, is there any more room?
My
for
favorite though
me
is Tank.
in the, you love you some Tank.
Ooh yeah, that's my favorite.
I don't remember Tank saying that.
Yeah, I do.
What's your favorite Tank song?
That's not fair.
Look, you love Tank.
Gosh,
or what's your favorite Tank album, man?
that's even.
Lord Jesus. What's your favorite Tank decade? I'm trying to
Okay,
make it
so-
broad for you.
So I do like Slowly.
Slowly or
Slowly.
okay.
Oh, I'm gonna do you slowly, babe.
I think I know
That's
that
not
one.
how it go really, but it's that one. I do love When We, but that's more of a new one, right? Ooh,
I can be
Come Over. Well, that's more of a Leah, but can you come over?
Can I stop?
He was on that
See
song,
you?
but that's not fair. A favorite Tank song, a Tank album. Damn, that's not fair.
I'm gonna give you time to think about it.
Yeah, that's
While
not
we
fair.
do what we gotta do.
Yeah. Hey.
While we do what we gotta do, what we gotta
Maybe
do
Savage, I don't know.
is very good because
What had happened was,
y'all welcome back. Did you miss us? I know you
what
did.
had happened was,
Well, we are back. I'm your girl, Evelyn Letitia. This my boy Kennedy, Lucas Patterson,
Boy, howdy.
and you are now tuned into.
what had happened was,
Got us all everywhere on social media. WHHW Radio 1 on Instagram.
what had happened was,
And What Had Happened Was podcast on Facebook. You can listen to us
what had happened
wherever
was,
you get your podcast streaming from.
what had happened was,
We are so glad you joined us.
what
Ladies,
had
gentlemen,
happened
boys,
was,
Boy, howdy. Boy, howdy.
Yeah.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, welcome back to another exciting.
what had happened was,
Got it.
Yeah.
What Happened Was podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome. I'm your host, Kennedy Lucas. Boy, howdy.
Yeah.
And to my right, of course, we got Evelyn here in the studio again. I want to say thank y'all for first staying tuned for last week's episode. Y'all got a beef on one last week, right?
Yeah.
So, thank y'all for staying tuned for last week's episode, and also if you're watching it, our glimpse and our pieces of the podcast for on Instagram of WHHW Radio 1, and also on Facebook. That's What Had Happened Was podcast on Facebook, and on all audio platforms you get your podcast from.
Yes.
We are there. We want to say thank y'all because our viewership has been growing. I'm talking 200, 300, 400,
All that.
500
Yeah.
views on our stuff. So I thank you guys so very much. It's just been a blessing to get it out there, and you guys are just loving the content. So they always say this is the best show on K.L.P. Entertainment. This is the best show. So we go keep it rolling. And happy July. We're
Yeah.
in July.
It's
Summer's
crazy.
rolling through. It's hot.
Summertime.
You
Like,
know?
we just started 2026.
Yeah, we did. And now we're
Jeez.
like on the 7th month. Yeah, we halfway done with 2026.
Yeah,
You know,
look,
so
they can put a Christmas decoration soon.
yeah, no. I did see it on TikTok. Like some girls, you like, can we just wrap summer up? Who's ready for Halloween? I'm ready for it too because I love the fall weather. Fall weather is awesome.
Yeah.
It's hot out here in hot Georgia. So I do say to everybody, stay hydrated, stay safe, stay in air conditioning when you can because it's getting warm out. Evelyn, what's been going on with you?
What had happened was
Well, I've been still around here pitter patter on my feet.
Yeah.
Just got back from Alabama, Mobile, Alabama.
Hey,
Some people call it Mobile. I be calling it Mobile. Mobile, Alabama. Maybe it's in my little country self. I don't know. But my homegirl, she's like a sister to me. We've been friends since 6th grade. So we talk about since 1998. Because I don't really remember her in elementary school like that, but middle school for sure and on. And so we've always been in each other's lives. Her babies are my babies. And she and her husband just had their vow renewal. And we were down in Alabama, so I got to go and spend time with them and see the fam, see the nieces and nephew. And so I had a great time. You know, when I go to a wedding, so I'm gonna turn it up for you now. But I'm gonna be out there getting line dances and stuff started. So we had a blast doing that. And then when I came back, as I was coming back through, I got to while I was down, I got to hang out with a friend who I did a short film with her. She's a writing director, and we got to meet up in Montgomery. So that was great to catch up after some while. Yeah. And then I kept coming back through, and I hit Georgia. Got to stay with what I call my adopted family that I adopted them by way of their son, and I had done like some touring together. Right. And they have been a consistent in my life, you know, for the past probably 4 or 5 years now. Whenever I come down to Georgia, if I need a place to stay and I'm doing production and all that kind of stuff, they are a home away from home. And so since I was coming back from, you know, Alabama on the 3rd, that I was going to hit Georgia. Right. I was like, well, y'all doing anything for the like, yeah, we cooking out, girl, come on. I said, well, I'm going to hit some money. Like, I sent some money because I had, last time I was there for something, I told his dad, Mr. Cedric, I said, hey, I said, I need some of your ribs. I said, I'm gonna send money next time. So I just, you know. He said, okay. I said, well, only if you up to cooking it. So he would, and I sent that, and so we, you know, had a good time just hanging out, you know. And that's awesome. Eating good and all that kind of stuff, which I like to do whenever I can with them because most times when I come down and I'm staying with them, it's because I'm working and stuff like on projects, and I can be on set for like 12, 14 hours. So I rarely get to see them and hang out with them when I'm on like a job thing. Right. It's more so I get up and either they're going to work or I'm leaving because I got an early call time before them, and then I'm getting back, and either they're back at the house or even if they're not, I'm showered and I'm exhausted, so I'm passed out. So it's like we're missing each other. So anytime I get to have this downtime where I can just like hang out with them, it's always great. And their puppy, they got a little girl dog. Her name is Kobe, and Kobe is so sweet. I love me some Kobe. So just had a good time with that, and I feel like I'm forgetting something big. But we're going to keep it pushing. You know, I'm pretty sure by the time Kennedy does his stuff, I'm like, I remember that. Like, I told him one time, I said, I know people be like, after you do your wrap up, Kennedy will do his, and then here you go with one more thing. Like you trying to top him. I'm like, I promise y'all. Well, I did this. I promise y'all I am not trying to top him. Yeah. But sometimes I be like, oh, he just reminded me. I forgot about that, you know. Yeah. But yeah, like you were saying, the summer is here. Yeah, it's here. It's here. And like, it's July. It's July. That's crazy, y'all.
Before we know it, it'll be August, and I'm ready for fall. I love summer, but I'm ready for fall.
My birthday coming up too.
Oh yeah, yes it is. Yes it is.
Every time I say that, people are like, when? I'm like, November. Like, but it's coming up though. It's coming up. But that's enough about it.
Yeah, May of next year.
Yeah, but that's enough about it.
What had happened was,
what happened in your life? What's been going on?
What's been going on for the full week? There is we still, I'm still gonna be promoting that mess out of that movie because that's my baby. Yeah. Right? Every episode, like, hey, there is it, still going strong. For Apple TV and YouTube. This week has been chill. We've had some plans with the family to celebrate 4th of July, yes, but I sometimes call it a day off, really, because
Yeah, I don't really. For me, I'm like, it's just a cookout day. Like
It's a cookout day for me.
I don't celebrate the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Like once you learn your history,
Yeah.
and the history of this country in general, there's certain things I just don't celebrate the same anymore. Like I can't celebrate the 4th of July as our Independence Day when everybody went free.
Yeah.
Right? Like my people still enslaved.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I use it for the off days, the federal holidays.
Yeah,
Thank you for
federal
the
holidays.
off. You know, the cookouts we gonna cook out. Black folk gonna turn up regardless, right?
Yeah.
But I celebrate Juneteenth. I don't celebrate the 4th. Yeah. But I have a great time on it though.
Good cookout day because my mama we went over we grilled and getting everything in, and she was like, "Hey, come on over. I might be grilling." So we did, and it was great. A time was had.
A time was had.
So that's been my week. This week, podcast is still going to the gym, you know. As you guys know, last week I said I'm a biker now, so I've been rolling through the streets with my bike.
Rolling.
I just got to join a biker club now. Not like in a gang kind of way, but like there's some biker groups out there. They just ride.
Yeah. Well, you know, with biker groups, some of them do travel across state lines and on the interstate. I would say whatever biking club that you find, if they accept new members, or find someone that already rides, it may be good, like get you some interstate experience too.
That's true.
That's true. Driving on the interstate when people flying past you at 80 and 90 miles per hour versus like back roads and within city limits is totally different.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
they are. Trust me. I had to work out my arms a little bit more at the gym because now I'm learning like you have your hands on the bars and like the wind too, so you got to be strong enough to not like jump all the way back and crazy. So that was a learning experience for me, and now I'm used to it now, but it's a fun experience. So I always encourage people, if you want to learn how to ride a bike and be a biker, join the club because it's quite fun. Quite fun.
Quite fun.
So, but yeah, that's what's been going on with me. It's been a chill week this week, to be honest with you. There's holiday season, summer season, so we've just been kind of relaxing and doing our thing. But it's been a good week.
Good week.
What had happened was...
A good week all around. We kind of told you about this story before, about the Karmelo Anthony case and the death of one of the Metcalf, Alston Metcalf, who was stabbed and died as a result of that. And that Karmelo Anthony was found guilty of murder and sentenced to 35 years in prison. Now, this breaking news, good news, this is from Tracy Fan out of Facebook, says, breaking news, a new legal team takes on the Karmelo Anthony appeal. It says, following the recent conviction and 35-year sentence of Karmelo Anthony, a team of prominent appellate civil rights and criminal defense attorneys has filed a substitution of counsel and will pursue in all available venues of appeal. So the attorneys announced they are serving pro bono and will conduct an independent review of the trial record to determine whether any legal errors occurred during the proceedings. The team includes Russell Wilson II, Gary L. Bledsoe, Michael L. Ware, Brooke Cluse, Sean Daridia, and Justin A. Moore. It says in their statement, the attorneys acknowledge the profound loss suffered by the family of Alston Metcalf. It says, while emphasizing their duty to ensure that every issue supported by the record is fully examined through the appellate court process. An appeal is not a new trial and does not determine guilt or innocence. Instead, appellate courts reveal whether legal or procedural errors occurred that may have affected the outcome of the case. The filing marks the beginning of what could be a lengthy appellate process as a legal team reviews transcripts, evidence, jury instructions, rulings, and other aspects of the trial. And just to go back over that team, it says a team of his legal appellate civil rights and criminal defense attorneys. They review the trial record and pursue all avenues of appeal. The lead counsel, again, is Russell Wilson II. He's from the law offices of Russell Wilson II from out of Dallas, Texas. The third chair is Gary L. Bledsoe, the Bledsoe Law Firm, PLLC from Austin, Texas. Second chair is Michael L. Ware, Law of Michael Ware. He's out of Fort Worth, Texas. Co-counsel is Brooke Cluse. She's with Ben Crump Law, PLLC from Frisco, Texas. Then you have co-counsel Sean Daridia from Daridia Law Firm out of Dallas, Texas. And co-counsel Justin A. Moore from Stafford Moore, PLLC, Dallas, Texas. So they're doing this pro bono. So I know originally there was a GoFundMe or some kind of account set up that the legal team and people on the Metcalf side were blocking, that he had, earned all this money, but they would not let Karmelo use that for his the defense fund. And so he didn't have that. So that in itself, they're doing this pro bono. Now he gets to have an appropriate counsel, because I think he had a court-appointed one or something like that. Which the whole time when the trial was going on, I was like, who is his lawyer? Because hell, I watched enough Law and Order SVU to know I would have said object or something.
Yeah, something.
Like, he just seemed railroaded from the very beginning. But now things are starting to come out that we didn't hear about during the trial.
Not the first go round.
Right?
Nope.
Not the first go round. Now, I will say this. There were certain people who did interviews early on that said they requested the surveillance video and evidence from the police, because you can submit stuff to get public stuff shown to you. Yeah. And some of those early witnesses say what they saw on that tape was 6 boys approach Karmelo. That didn't really come out in the court proceedings like that. Yeah. So now, not only do we get a video that shows they actually approached the tent, 6 of them. Not just the Metcalf, but 4 other boys with us. So 6 people approached Karmelo, who was already sitting at the tent. Right? This video does not show him coming into the tent and sitting down and the boys already there, like they had us try to believe in the media. Those boys walked over to this tent, and Karmelo was already under there. And then this confrontation started, and then you see Karmelo bolt down the stairs or whatever on the bleachers after the fact. This comes from Instagram. I'm going to play this video for you. This is from Karis Marie 444. It's a new video footage showing Austin and Hunter Metcalf going to the tent shortly before the tragic events in the Karmelo Anthony case. So I'm going to back it up because I got the volume off. So.
24 hours after Judge...
Oh, and let me say this too. The judge in that case, it was already some discrepancies with that, because supposedly this particular judge and the Metcalf's father were friends or known associates, which if that was the case, this judge should have recused himself from the very beginning. He shouldn't have been on this case.
Conflict of interest.
But there is a new video that just came out, like I said, showing new evidence that we didn't get. Well, that judge, he retired 24 hours right before this video came out. Least you believe that he must have known that video was about to come out, and let me go ahead and retire so they can't, take my license
away. Yeah,
so
that
sounds too convenient.
24 hours after Judge Roche announced that he will be stepping down and resigning from being a judge after the Karmelo Anthony case, the footage from what happened on that field has been leaked. You can see in the video where the 6 boys were on their way over to where the tent was. And as you can see, all 6 of those boys went straight up to where Karmelo was sitting inside of that tent, which is exactly what the witnesses stated when they said they saw the original video. Now, why didn't they say that in the court hearing about the 6 boys that walked up to Karmelo Anthony? Now, as you can see here, they've all surrounded Karmelo.
What had happened was...
Which is probably very intimidating to have 6 boys surrounding you. Now, if you just continue to watch right here, you'll start to see that there is some pushing and shoving. It looks like a fight. Looks like there was a punch thrown too, doesn't it?
What had
You see
happened
Karmelo
was...
leave, run out of the tent, and run down to the field. So now that this footage has been leaked, we can see that there were 6 boys, that they did surround Karmelo. They did. And they all came there together to attack that boy.
So that is where we stand right now. And of course, I'm glad that he has a team that can appeal, because I think there was a huge miscarriage of justice to give a young man who, for 17, because it's happened when he was 17, he's 18 now, but it's happened when he was 17.
Right.
For 17 years to have a great school record like he has, not been in any trouble, great son, great in his community, a scholar, for you to say this young man is so horrible or not in a way that he can be that he can have any rehabilitation through the penal system to take 35 years of his life.
That's crazy.
Now,
I saw that, I'm like, what?
I'll see if you're talking about somebody who was in and out of juvenile and he's doing this and he's robbing people and shot this person and all kind of stuff. But you talking about somebody up until this point had no legal trouble. And that's what happens. Meanwhile, we're also learning that the Metcalf twins were always in trouble. That they have gotten suspended multiple times. That many people have come forward now talking about how they bully people, how they do that. We got all that coming out now. Mm-hmm. But to take 35 years of this young boy's life, lets you know it was a huge, just it's injustice on this part, because you can think about Kyle Rittenhouse, who back during all the protests and stuff that was going on a few years back, who drove across state lines with a gun, went to protest to where people was protesting, got in a confrontation with people, and they end up shooting people. That he was found not guilty because, again, they said he was defending himself, but he drove across state lines somewhere he wasn't even supposed to be with a weapon. But you tell me this young man sitting in a tent, minding his business, and these 6 boys come and surround him, and he's not supposed to feel threatened and try to stand his ground. Like, so I'm glad he has that. And again, no one wishes that, a teenager loses their life. True. Right? Yeah. But with every action also comes these consequences. You can't just go around bullying people and expect people not to protect themselves. Right. Think about how many people who have died at the hands of bullies. So, quite a few. Yeah, but a lot of this has brought up, just thinking about high school in general.
What had happened was...
has brought up a lot of stuff for these millennials.
I can claim it a little bit. We had a...
he on the cusp. But he in there.
Where were you born in? Like, hold on, let me fact check. 1986.
Yeah. But if you've been living on a rock, you did not see the verses that went down between B2K and Pretty Ricky. Like,
what had happened was...
First of all, before it even started, who did you have pegged to win that?
Pretty Ricky.
Yeah. Like, that basically was a consensus of, everybody had Pretty Ricky, and I don't... B2K got hits. Matter of fact, let me show y'all. So that's mine. I had to bring it in. Yeah, B2K got hits. For y'all who don't know, we used to be able to go and really get hard copy CDs, and you got them, and one of the things you love to be able to do when you had your hard copy, you pull out the little insert, and you see the videos, the song, you can see who wrote the song, as someone who does pictures. Production and stuff like that, and produce, you can see who was the producers and all that kind of stuff. Thank yous from one for B2K, they thank them as a whole, they thank of the fans. J Boog wrote a thank you, Lil Fizz, Razby, Omarion. You see all of that. And if we were to go back a little further, the inserts actually used to have the lyrics. That was another thing.
Yeah, I remember those.
You could pull it out and be reading the lyrics and all that kind of stuff. But yeah. Y'all don't know about that. But I also have, I do have the let me get them a look at that too. That's the B2K CD in there. But I do have an album CD that was cut for me for Pretty Ricky. Now people are like, why you buy theirs and not Pretty Ricky? Because when I was about to buy it, my homegirl at the time had already bought. She just bought it. She's like, you don't have to buy it. I cut you a CD. And so I was like, bet. That saved me some money. And again, for y'all young folks who don't know what cut CDs or burn a CD mean.
Limewire.
Yeah, we had software where you get a blank CD and you can burn the stuff on there. And that's how we used to do it sometimes. So when you talk about back in the day when people had these huge CD sales, you got to think about if it was real large, you probably had to double that, or at least get close to doubling, because halftime, the ones that weren't accounted for was the amount of people that burnt CDs for other people. So if they had a large number, that lets you know even how much more popular they probably were already. But I think out of the two, I thought it would be not close, but I didn't think it was going to be a landslide. But I did have Pretty Ricky. Now, somebody asked this question. It was like, did most people, the millennials who are really tuned into this, did we pick Pretty Ricky based off now because we're adults and we experienced the music for both groups very differently than we did back then.
Yeah.
Because even back then, like it's been pointed out, they both made great music, but to different types of audience. Like B2K gave you the young love, new love.
Yeah.
You're still finding and exploring your body
a little bit.
You're exploring what it means to like somebody, especially of the opposite sex. Because like when it comes to being, you know, part of LGBTQ plus, no one was really out and proud back then.
Right.
So most relationships though was man and woman or something like. So you just learning about, you know, what you like, and it's like this puppy love kind of thing.
Right.
Whereas on the opposite side, Pretty Ricky over here like, I want to sex you to, and so Pretty Ricky is catching us millennials right when a lot of us was going through puberty.
Yeah.
And so your hormones are changing, and so it's like,
changing.
where now, like, if you got a cell phone, you literally have adult film at the palm of your hand. Yeah. Right? I'm not gonna say the P word because I don't want them to get us
get us flagged.
Yeah. But you got adult content and film work in the palm of your hand. The fact that people still pay for it, I don't understand, because you can go to certain sites and get all free if you want. Even Twitter has more adult content, and you know, at least that's what I was told.
Yeah, I'm told that you got some of that on TikTok too. That's what I'm told.
That's what I'm told. I wouldn't know. You know, I'm innocent like that. But Pretty Ricky, when it came out and they had these raunchy lyrics that also had this dope beat that was kind of sexy, and for us who, you know, whereas they got all this access to sex and all this kind of stuff now, these teenagers at the palm of hand, we didn't have we had flicks, right? So adult film literally on VHS or something like that, but it wasn't accessible like that. Right. Like you either had to find your parents' collection that they had hidden and you watch it when they ain't there. Right? Or you had older siblings that had it and they let you like borrow it, or you took it out of their collection when they went home, you watch it, or your friends bought it to school and y'all was at somebody's house and you like, it was a sneaky business to see. To learn, because a lot of us grew up in and around the church where all they told you was you can't have sex, no fornication. Like they tell you this, but no one's educating you on what that means. Right. What it means that your body is going through these changes. So then you get songs like Pretty Ricky is talking about, and you see Spectacular, they with the 6-pack grinding, and you a teenager, and your body is tingling when he do that. Like it was giving you a whole different feeling. You know, it's like B2K was over here saying, "My very first time." Like they're talking about you losing your virginity, which is great because a lot of like when I was in middle school, probably on one hand you can count how many people actually having sex at that time, right? Mm-hmm. So my very first time, like it really was like, oh, they're singing about what I might be doing. I'm trying to hold it, you know, that kind of thing. Like they're singing about that for a lot of people, right? And then by the time Pretty Ricky's over here, like, hey, eyes up until I hear you scream. When Pleasure P say, only think that sex crime, I'm like, so like it was two very different feels. Like, and then so like, how do you get that your love's like honey to I want to see everybody go bum bum bum. Yeah, like it's like it was two very different things, right?
That makes sense.
I think if B2K had a little bit more adultish content, it would have paired a little better. Yeah. Because if you notice in the verses, after a while, Omarion had to do some of his
so that's something I was going to bring up because I saw
because his solo stuff is more adult because by that time they're going their separate ways in adulthood.
Right. And it was very interesting because bloggers and vloggers and podcasters say they didn't like that Omarion, brought out his singles because it's not Omarion versus Pretty Ricky, right? Yeah. And then I think they made a joke too because I think didn't Pleasure P did some of his hit singles too, or did he not? Some of the show I saw, some of them I did see. Yeah. But I do know that Omarion had to bring out. He did bring out "Post to Be," Jhené Aiko, Chris Brown. Yeah. It's like no, okay, those are good hits, but that's not the assignment for this versus. It's not group. Omarion versus Pretty Ricky. It's B2K versus Pretty Ricky. That was the tagline, and I think if B2K would have more of a cohesion, I guess I think it was they felt a little bit out of sync because they know that Pretty Ricky had a little bit more hits than P2K, right? Because I think P2K only had 2 albums, I think.
I think so.
Right, so they didn't have a whole lot of arsenal to bring into it. And I felt bad for Marion because this to me will be his second loss for verses because if you remember, he went against Mario.
Yeah.
Mario mollywopped him all around. Now I listen to Mario. I like him as a singer. You know, he's a great artist, but like to do a versus, Mario kind of smoked him a couple of years ago, right? So now you're at another versus with your old group, and now you kind of got mollywopped from Pretty Ricky. So, but yeah, to your defense, Evelyn, I think it does matter if they were to have a little bit more grown, right? A little bit more grown feel to their verses. At the end of the day, it is to the point where I mean they're both getting some sort of kickback, some sort of money compensation for verses.
And you know it puts things back on the tip of people's minds as far as conversation. Or y'all gonna do any new music, or will they ever do like a joint tour or something? Like, I'm tell you something. The millennials, like we have time when it came to music and the arts and all kinds of stuff like that. Our generation really did our big one. You talking about the 80s and 90s, like the other generation did, but yeah, we have a lot of stuff in our generation that just shaped a lot of music and culture of what it is today. And so like this was dope. This is from off of that wave on Facebook. These are the official results from the Pretty Ricky B2K verses. For the first time in the history of verses, the first ever clean sweep. Clean sweep. According to the verses score tracker, B2K did not win a single round. So this is a scorecard. So round 1, B2K's Girlfriend went up against Grind With Me.
Ooh.
Which Girlfriend had 15%, and then Grind With Me was 85%. Yeah. So
I mean, grind on me. Yeah. You can't.
Relax your mind and take your time with me. Yeah. Let me tell you, one of my favorite Pretty Ricky songs was, and this is when I was dating. I'm going to say when I was dating my ex. There's a place. There's a lake in my hometown called Lake Edgar Brown. Right. There is certain points where you can like park, you know, where the front of the lake is. There's another place that you can go down a different road, and you come around like this thing. And we call it as teenagers we call it the end of the world because it was like back in the cut. Yeah, but it's still by the lake, but it's on a different road. And so a lot of times teenagers would come, like you would sit in your car with your boo, like you know, stuff like that. And he had the Pretty Ricky album. Matter of fact, I think that's who probably cut it for me. Now I think about it. I thought it was my homegirl. But what was it? You say it's because of my age, girl. But age ain't nothing but a number. And when Pleasure B said, it ain't nothing but a number. It ain't nothing but a number. That's my little song right there. Yeah. But second round, was B2K, and they lost against Your Body for Pretty Ricky. Third round, Gots to Be, B2K. Lost against Juicy. Fourth round, What a Girl Wants. Lost against Sure to Be Mine. Sleeping for B2K. Lost against Playhouse. I don't remember that one. Bada Boom, 6th round. Lost against Like Honey. And then Why I Love You, 7th round, lost against Nothing But a Number. That's the one I was just saying. So, like I said, a lot of it is tough. Just, and I'm going to read some of the comments people had because some people echoed some of the stuff we said. Now, mind you, again, another millennial staple, B2K did, what's the dance movie called? You Got Served. Oh, yeah. That was like an era where like it really sparked like a lot of the dance battle and stuff like that. Right. And so... Jose Martinez said, if they done it for Lil Saint, they might have stood a chance. And they, because, you know, in that movie, Lil Saint was in there, you know. Right. Somebody said, not even a fair fight for Pretty Ricky versus, for real. It says Pretty Ricky versus Jodeci, though. Yeah, probably, no. Because Jodeci is still a little bit more grown. Yeah. I think they had, but I think, like, sexual music wise, yeah, I get what they're saying though. I get what they're saying. Shaq Henderson said B2K had a better chance having a versus mindless behavior.
Well, that's not a bad take though.
And somebody said or B5. You know what?
That's not a bad take.
Yeah, I said yeah, but somebody said Lexi Washington said mindless behavior sweeping their ass though. Better chance against them dream girls. Look, y'all doing too much.
Yeah, y'all just hating at that point.
It says B2K is for kids. Pretty Ricky is for making exactly that. Hope it's helpful, and that's what I was saying. Like, it's almost like B2K was for when we was picking up and learning ourselves and really starting to notice girls and boys,
right?
And then Pretty Ricky kind of picked up right, like we rat in our bag now, and the horny monster is taking over, and we need to talk about this stuff, right? Yeah. But whatever you can say about B2K, they definitely opened the door for Pretty Ricky because they came first,
sure.
Sure. And I think Jay Boog said that at one point during the, he said, wouldn't be no y'all without us, kind of thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It says clean. Lance Odell Walton said clean sweep, and they didn't even do it on the hotline. Bonquisha Jackson, Lord. Bonquisha Jackson says, I'm convinced all y'all was hot in the ass knowing all them Pretty Ricky songs. I was young and wholesome back then listening to B2K. This might be one someone said, I need Backstreet Boys versus NSYNC. And that was another thing. How should I say it? Even though both groups are boy bands, a boy band groups type thing, Pretty Ricky never was like the choreographed dancing type. Like they each did their own little thing. But B2K got like choreographed dance moves and everything. They would have fared better against like a Backstreet Boys or NSYNC like type deal.
Yeah, choreographic dancing wise.
Nathan Holmes said Pretty Ricky was getting us ready to go to jail because age is not just a number, LOL, and getting us ready to get someone pregnant. What else? The Pleasure P. Everybody was. Oh, and somebody said James Popa York said, Omarion 0-2 out there. Mario definitely beat him like he stole something. Said the same thing he said.
I mean,
and you 0-2.
Yeah, 0-2. That's what sucks about it. Because Omarion, Omarion is a good artist and a good singer and a good performer. Yeah. He just don't do verses well. Yeah. Based off what I've seen so far. Right? Yeah. And actually, I think Omarion got, that was kind of like a promo for this verses because I think he got an EP out that just came out for the promotion of this verses, which I'll take a look and take a listen for sure. But it just sucks because he's such a good artist, and it's like now you wonder, now that the verse is over, will he still chit chat with his boys from B2K? It was like, all right, y'all, I'll see y'all the next go round.
Well, I think so because they just did a tour not so long together.
That's true.
Yeah. One of the last ones I read, Joseph Hutchins, he says 2 different fan bases when they came out. Not really comparable, obviously. B2K didn't have the luxury of being explicit, which I can understand that too. Like I said, they had to really play it tight, because there was young boys and everything like that, and so they couldn't be too raunchy. Like today we hear all kind of stuff on the radio about sex, and they don't even like have to do innuendos. They can straight up say, "I want to F you." Basically, but when I understand that too, and even though I'm a fan of both groups, I can definitely see that both groups had majority 2 separate fan bases. And Pretty Ricky was a little bit more rough around the edges. Yeah. Now I will tell you, now as a millennial, when I be seeing the tours and them on stage performing, B2K looks well put together still, like they did back then. Pretty Ricky, I been watching some of this stuff, and I'm like,
what you doing?
This what I was fiending over back then? What the hell is Spectacular doing? Ugh. Like, I had such a huge crush on Spectacular. I just knew that was my man. That 6-pack and them lips, I just knew that was my man. And I was just like, and Baby Blue, I did not realize how short he actually is. He did not look that short back then. Like, to the point I'm watching the verses, I'm like, y'all don't replace that man and trying to make us think that's him. That ain't him. Ain't no way that man was that little. And I kept looking. I said, damn, they all kind of little, ain't it? I'm like, but he is. I think what makes it even look worse because he's pretty round now. Right. Yeah. Even Pleasure P, he picked some weight too. But time. I would say out of the 2 groups taking care of themselves, B2K is taking better care of themselves. And the one person missing from all of this was Slickums from Ricky, which they've kind of addressed here and there throughout the years that he's been going through a lot of health issues and stuff like that. So he hasn't been performing them for a while, but they still do perform, and they just kind of split up, how they do his raps and stuff between Spectacular and Baby Blue. But yeah, that was a time.
Time was had with the verses. I like the verses. I like the verses.
It's taking me all the way back.
What had happened was
I'm still in my high school area. We talking about all this stuff because now we got to talk about Pizza Hut and how it was bought out.
Oh, it was bought out.
Yeah,
it was bought out, ladies and gentlemen. And this is, I can't say this is breaking news because this has been out. So, Pizza Hut restaurant chain sold for $2.7 billion. Of course, if you guys know the Yum Brands is the company that owns Pizza Hut. They actually do have an office here in Atlanta that I don't drive by a lot, but when you drive by it, you see like Yum in the little question box there. That's one of their corporate offices. Now, they're selling the Pizza Hut brand in a pair of deals that is worth combined of $2.7 billion, marking a major shift for one of America's most recognizable fast food chains. Of course, the company announced Tuesday, and this would have been a couple of Tuesdays ago, that private equity from Long Range Capital will buy Pizza Hut's business outside mainland China for about $1.5 billion, while the Yum China Holdings will acquire the mainland China operations for about $1.2 billion. Now, the sale comes after years of slowing performance for Pizza Hut, which has struggled to keep up with changing customer habits, rising competition, and shift toward delivery-focused pizza chains. Now, one known for its dine-in restaurants, Red Cups, and Pan Pizza, the brand has lost grounds as rivals like Domino's built stronger delivery and carry-out systems. Of course, the Yum Brands began reviewing strategic options for Pizza Hut after the chain continued to lag behind other major brands, including Taco Bell, K.L.P. And last year, Yum Brands' overall global sales rose 5%, while Pizza Hut sales fell 2%. That's a big loss. The company had also looked at closing about 250 U.S. Pizza Hut locations as part of an effort to improve business. Oh, man, this is very, very sad for Pizza Hut. Now, have I ate Pizza Hut before? Yes. I'm a Papa John's kind of guy, but that's besides the point. I was very, very sad about Pizza Hut because Pizza Hut it's been in our family for a while. Pizza Hut was founded in 1958 in Wichita, Kansas, and later became part of PepsiCo before it spun off into what became Yum Brands in 1997. Of course, for decades, the chain has been one of the biggest names in pizza for its older restaurant model. Become harder to maintain as customers moved away from dine-in pizza restaurants and towards cheaper, faster delivery options.
Yeah.
I'm really sad about it because I'm sad and I'm scared because
Not scared.
Pizza Hut's first. What's next? Besides McDonald's, besides Chick-fil-A, or like the ones that probably make Pizza Hut, right? A big pizza chain. What's going to be next for another restaurant, right? Another chain that we all know and love from our childhood now that they're going out of business, right? I'm scared for it, and I get why they're doing it because, again, we're shifting to cheaper and faster options. We're shifting towards something that we want cheap, but then it tastes good. And all we want it now, we want to deliver. We don't want to go out to the dine-in restaurants, right? I remember going to the Pizza Hut dine-in restaurants because it was either pizza for dine-in or CC's Pizza for dine-in or Stevie B's Pizza for dine-in. And those were the buffets. Those were fun because they had like the pizza, the dessert, the TV. They had an arcade section in the back. People don't want to do that nowadays. People want to eat in front of a screen of their phone, TikTok, or in front of a video game, right?
Well, and I told you that my little millennial heart, Pizza Hut is my child. Because I remember in elementary school, I was always a reader, right?
Yeah.
I love to read. And
nerd. I'm kidding.
I'm not a nerd. I probably was though. I was a jockey nerd. Like I was very smart, but I played a lot of sports, and I was band geek too. But I played a lot of sports, but I had the swag about me, so you would never know all that unless I told you. But in elementary school, throughout all my schooling, even now, I love to read. In elementary school, there was an incentive to read. Because Pizza Hut used to do the reading counts. Yeah. And so you would read it, like they would have like a book list or whatever, and you read.
I think I remember.
And you would read a certain book.
Yeah.
And then you would like get your teacher or somebody. It was somebody that had to sign off on it. And then you take your little certificate to Pizza Hut, and you get a personal pan pizza. Yeah. Baby, I stayed at Pizza Hut, getting me a little personal pan pizza. I stayed reading there, and then by the time I got to my senior year of high school, in my school, you could leave campus your senior year to go for lunch if you wanted. There was like a perk and a incentive for seniors.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and so me and my core group of some of my core group of friends, most of us on certain days out of the week, we were done with school by like 12, by like lunchtime. Whew, that's good. That's good. I think maybe 3 days out of the week, I was done at about 12. Like school let out 3:30, but I had enough credits and stuff, and only had certain senior classes I still had to take, and then I had to I went to my vocational school on the other days where I did health tech. And so the 2 or 3 days that we got out early, we would always go to Pizza Hut because they had the hot bar. Yeah. And so they had like 4 or 5 different pizzas, like maybe pepperoni, cheese, or meat lovers, and one that was supreme, and they would just keep them out in rotation. And if you paid your fee to go and eat the buffet, and it was all you could eat. And so that they had that and the salad bar. So that would be our little hangout. Like for lunch, we would go and eat and, eat lunch there and have a good little time. And so, and one of my homegirls also, she worked at Pizza Hut when we were in high school, and she did like the deliveries. Ooh, yeah. Yep. Because that's because I found out through her, like the people that worked there, the waitress and stuff, they only got paid like $2 something an hour. And then the rest of the money came from tips. Yeah. So the drivers, if you were a manager or a driver, you got paid more. And so she was driver, and then she became eventually the manager. So my homegirl worked there. But yeah, Pizza Hut is a great staple. And then even in our school, elementary, middle school, high school, we had pizza parties in my hometown. We had a Pizza Hut. There was the only one for a long while. We had that one and what's it called? I'm about to say the Huddle House, but that's not what I want to say. The original House of Pizza. We had that one too. But most time our pizza parties, we got it from Pizza Hut, and then eventually a Domino's came, and we had. And I know you say you like Papa John's.
Papa John's for me.
I don't like Papa. First of all, the CEO showed his racism and bigotry later on throughout the years. Yeah. But I remember being in college and being on the rugby team, the women's rugby team. Anytime we would have like a social or after game pizza, they always got Papa John's, and I was like. Pizza Hut wasn't available, Domino's. Like I was like, because they loved it. They loved the little garlic sauce and the peppers, and I'm like, I eat it if I got to because I'm hungry. Yeah, but like, Papa John's is not my first choice. Yeah. Pizza Hut was probably my first choice, followed by Domino's. If we're talking about big chains, and then if you are struggling or don't have a lot of money as a college student, Little Caesars I would eat. but only this is my thing with that. Only in college, really, and I would have to get it hot and ready. So, and it had to be eaten hot and ready. Because if you let that Little Caesars cool down and try to warm it back up, you might as well go ahead and chew on some cardboard box. Because it is hard. It is so hard. But when it's fresh out the oven, hot and cheesy, it tastes good. And if you're a college student, back in my college days, you can go get you a large Little Caesars for $5. So you was good. People got bougie now.
Yeah. Hey, let's split this Papa John. We ain't eating that.
Yeah, Papa John's. I don't know. They just always would buy it for the rugby team. And I'm like,
Now I do like Pizza Hut wings. Now I don't know if
wings good. Oh no, hold on. Did I get the wings? Yeah, I used to get their wings, but then I ended up liking Domino's wings better. Now I used to like Pizza Hut's what's it called? Chicken Alfredo.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
It was real good.
Those are good. Yep.
That was some
I remember
good
my
stuff.
mama ordered a baked pan of that one time. Yeah. But man, I'm sad about Pizza Hut. But I mean, they losing money, so they gotta sell. Well,
so that's the thing. Everything losing money or gotta sell, or they're increasing prices.
What had happened was
just like how Apple is doing.
Oh yeah, I saw. Let me tell you something.
Tell us about it.
Oh my God! If you guys want a new MacBook or computer, get it now before them prices hiked.
Yeah.
Story has been coming because I've also seen it in articles. So if you guys don't know, which you should, in starting September, Tim Cook will be retiring. He won't be CEO of Apple anymore. He's retiring, and he got I forgot the guy's name, but the guy, his first name is John. I don't really remember his last name.
John Jacob.
He works in the hardware department of Apple. He's been now promoted to CEO of Apple. Mm-hmm. And Tim Cook blames the chip shortage, the economics and chip shortage, why things are getting high, which makes sense because the same thing with video games and gaming. Chip shortage is here, and video game consoles are getting more expensive now. But Apple. Now, we already know Apple has this premium name, right? You pay premium for the Apple devices and whatnot. Apple is to raise their prices on the base MacBook and Apple products. Now, the MacBook Pro is up. It's going to be up $300. So now you're paying $1,999, $2,000 for a MacBook Pro laptop.
But what do you? I wonder what size that is though, screen size.
Yeah, they don't really specify. That's a good question. I want to say because they have two. They have a 14-inch and a 16-inch.
Yeah, because I got a 16-inch, but I bought mine back in like 2019, like right there at December or January 2020, one of the two. Yeah. And mine, I think at the time was like $1,200-$1,300, probably a little bit more.
Right.
And I got like extra tetrabytes added. Yeah. Because I know how much stuff I be pictures and videos
4K
and
videos,
making
movies.
music. Yeah.
Yeah. I know all too well. That's crazy. $2,000 for a laptop. The base MacBook Air, which I do have a MacBook Pro. I think this one is a 2022, and then before that I had a 2012 MacBook Pro back in 2013. Well, I got it in 2013. Good laptop. It broke though. I mean, it was old. I think we paid $800 for that one. The base one now is up $200. So now for that you're paying $1,299. They're raising the prices for Apple iPad Air by $150. So now it's $749. Back in the day, you can get that for $500. And the new iPad Pro is up $200. That is $1,199. So now, with that price, you can either choose the MacBook or an iPad for the same price, right? Back then, the iPads were a little bit less than an actual laptop. I'm very, very, again, what I said about pizza, I'm scared for Apple too. Because like now, things are getting more expensive. Everybody's not going to want to buy that brand new Apple product. Some people are going to go to Apple and say, what's last year's model? I'll buy the 3-year model because I know I'm not going to be paying that much. Yeah. Or they're going to go to Amazon. Or they're going to go to Best Buy. Or they're going to even go to eBay to get something cheaper, way cheaper than that. It makes me nervous. They had the MacBook Nano that came out, $500. They were targeting college students. Saw articles that's going up. So now you had a product for $500 that some students are starting college. It's like, okay, that's doable. But now it might be $700. And now they're going to be like, oh, well, I guess I'm getting a deal. I guess I'm getting an HP because I can't afford a $700 new laptop for school. So I'm very, very sad about it. This is some trying times we live in, ladies and gentlemen. Things are getting more expensive. Yeah. I still got to say shout out to Apple because I'm an Apple head, but I'm scared for them. They increasing. They going up too much with their products.
You said I'm an Apple head, and all I heard was I got an Apple head.
I do got an Apple.
I was like, no, you didn't just say your head's an Apple. But we keep talking about all these expenses.
What had happened was
prices, man.
Yeah, prices. So this is from Execute. This is on what's the place called? Instagram. So Grand Theft Auto. It says GTA 6 costs $2 billion to make. It says, but the real reason it becomes the most expensive game ever, it isn't the budget, but it's what they built inside.
What had happened was
right. So it says that Rockstar didn't just build a bigger map. They built a living economy with real consequences. So So Vice City breathes, reacts, and remembers everything you do inside of it. Now that part, I wonder when it says a living economy with real consequences. I wonder will it also let you like attach your credit card and you buy stuff and it's gonna have like product placements like from real people outside of the game that you can buy. I wonder, but we'll see. It says also 65% of the buildings are fully enterable. Previous GTA games locked you outside almost everything. It says now you can not only walk into most of the Vice City buildings and explore it, you can explore it floor by floor. It says the game has a social network built directly inside of it. So you can commit a crime and witnesses pull out phones to film you. Those clips spread across the in-game platform like wildfire. So basically, y'all got like a World Star or Instagram type thing.
Yeah.
That's okay. Your character's body changes based off of how you live. If you train at the gym and your character gets bigger, eat fast food constantly and the weight shows up on screen. Okay, they're giving us like real life scenes.
Real life, live in environment.
Police operate with actual tactical logic. It says dogs, riot shields, flanking maneuvers. They study your patterns and cut off your escape routes before you see them coming. It says every NPC carries an adaptive memory. Cause chaos in front of them once, and they recognize your face the next time you walk past. The city never forgets. Imagine you don't punch somebody, 10 hours ago, and they happen to see you in the corner. You just walking by because you forgot you punched them, and it just blindsides you, like, pop, because they recognize you.
Yeah,
that's crazy. It says environmental damage stays permanent until repaired. So you know how y'all like to, let me go read it. Blow up a gas station and the wreckage sits there for days. NPCs are eventually dispatched to clean up the destruction you caused. So basically, if you're in your car and you run into a mailbox and your little car gets swiped or scratches, that's going to stay there until you take it to a repair shop.
Yeah.
No other game in history combined all of these systems at once. It says each feature alone is impressive. Together, they create something that functions less like a game and more like a parallel world. It says, so make sure,
I'm excited. As a gamer, I'm excited. People are complaining about it. Pre-orders are up now. The game is $80. I obviously
that's all? I almost expected it to be like 300 something. I don't know.
The base game, that is. Now you can get the digital for $400 and then something else for $200, like the special edition.
Okay,
yes.
Gotcha.
I will be buying the $80 back. It comes out in November. If y'all pre-ordered, that's your money. I think it's not really smart to pre-order something that you have to wait about 6 months for. Well, maybe less than that, but like it's still gonna be there when it gets closer to it. But I'm excited because as a gamer, GTA 6. That's the newest thing. That's November 19th. I don't think I can request off from work. Depends on, because I think that's a Wednesday, I think. And I saw
you this far out, you should be able to.
I should be able to, but then I have to I can't say, hey, I'm calling out work to play a video game. Some people are doing that though. Some people are calling out work early. I'm like, okay.
Or just be like, hey, I'm gonna be sick on the 19th.
I'm gonna be sick on the 19th. Oh, God forbid, because I don't want to.
But you know what though,
like. But
when you call, you shouldn't really. most jobs don't really. Well, I don't know. Yeah. Because I work like some.
Did you call off work to play GTA 6?
Some don't require you to give a reason why you call off, especially if you use your PTO. It's my PTO.
Yeah.
Ain't none of your business what I need to use it for. What you were saying? Would I call off?
Huh?
Were you about to ask me? Would I call off for it?
Yeah. Would you?
Probably not, because like you said, just like you said with the pre-order. You said, why did some people pre-order? The game's going to be there later on. So why take off on the 19th? It's going to still be at the house when you get home.
That's a good point. That's a very, very good point.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah, that's very
to make points.
Because,
make points.
Shout out to all the gamers. It's exciting time for gaming. Exciting time for gaming, though. A lot of great games came out this summer. We've got Wolverine coming out in September, and now we'll be in November. It's a good year for gaming, to be honest with you. It's expensive. But it's
expensive. Yeah. Wow. But do with that information what you will.
Yes.
And on that note, we're gonna let y'all go.
We're gonna let y'all go.
Let y'all go.
What had happened was.
Because y'all was tuning in, and we're going to let y'all have the rest of y'all day.
What had happened was.
But before you go and do your little daily thing, make sure y'all follow us.
What had happened was.
WHHW Radio 1 on Instagram. What Had Happened Was podcast on Facebook.
What had happened was.
You can listen to us wherever you listen to your podcast. I am your host, Evelyn Letitia. Yeah, that's me, baby. And my other host, Kenny Lucas Patterson.
Boy, howdy.
Make sure y'all tune in right here again next week.
What had happened was.
Share, subscribe, tell your people about us, okay?
What had happened was.
Deuces.
Made it.